something like this. And here quickly the d5 square will be the d5 square and the d4 square are not equivalent squares if you're to compare these squares, because the knight is actually too far from this square and this knight is very close to this square. So if I just made a couple more moves, for example, bishop d7, but also the rooks are not equivalent. This rook compared to this rook. If you play a4, bishop c2, take. And in this position, if you just play something like rook a1 and obtain the a file, should be better for white. But anyways, this whole type of structure, I think that it could be slightly better for white. For example, in this position, he could maintain the blockade with something like knight d7 to try to take on e5 with the knight. But let me go back. I think that this whole structure should be slightly better for white. And d5 I also analyzed, and here something similar, knight f6. But I think that if white tries to play queenside castling, queenside castle, bishop c5, bishop e3, queen e7, something like this, if you try to make it like a French, like some sort of e5, knight fd7 French, for example, take, e5. Well, to resolve the tension in the center, there aren't that many plans for white to actually try to get an advantage here. So taking makes sense. F4. Yeah, A3 might not look like it makes that much sense, but let's say black plays rook b8 and queen b4. Already, white needs to start thinking about how he's going to defend the position after, for example, c5, c4. Yeah, after these moves. So, anyways, a3 is a possible move. Rook b8, h4 with the idea of rook h3 or h5, and queen b6, and the position is already a little bit awkward for white. So let's look at just castle. Bishop e2, knight f6, castle, bishop e7, rook ad1. And I should probably comment a little bit on this general pawn structure, this general central pawn structure, because it's not easy for white to get an advantage in this type of position. Usually just by pushing e5 in a position like this, black will just play something like knight d7, and eventually he can actually have the better piece play in the center. I would say that here, one of the ways that white can gain some sort of edge is to try to eventually play c2, c4 under some ideal conditions. But it's not easy to obtain that right away. So let's say first white's probably going to centralize his pieces and then try to make this advance with knight a4, something like that. So let's say castle, rook fe1. And one line that I analyzed was knight d7, and now knight a4, bishop e7, and I was looking at just some interesting queen maneuvers here. Basically, the queen comes over to the king side via c3, and then swings over here or here. And so let's say queen c3, and now queen c8, queen h3, with the idea you can possibly play bishop d3, but also just bishop f3. Okay, a5, bishop f3, g6, queen g3. And yeah, one reason to play g6 here is because probably the bishop wants to be on this diagonal. But rook e8, and white also has the possibility to play bishop d6 and try to trade off the bishops. But after just b3 and with the possibility of playing c4 at an ideal moment, I think white should be slightly better here. And so anyways, I'll just go back to another line. But overall, I think that it's very hard to find some active plan for black here. It's mostly just a pretty defensive structure. But I realized here that after queen d2, he can play bishop b4. So let's see, bishop b4 And the line here is pretty forcing because e4 is attacked. Let's say f3 and d5. And now if you play a3, you don't have to take here, take, and the knight on c6 is attacked. But you can just play queen a5. And now let's say e takes d5, knight takes d5, and now knight b3. But the line is completely forcing. Obviously, you can't move the queen because the bishop is hanging on b4. So take, with check, take, and now knight e3. And anyways, the main line, I think the main line here is basically drawn. King f2, and now knight takes f1. But you actually can't take on c2 because of rook d1 threatening d8, rook d8 check, bishop d7. The knight actually has no moves, just rook d4. If rook d2, then bishop a4. So you play bishop d3, knight d4, and now bishop c3, e5, and rook he1. And white is basically winning here. He wins back the pawn with incredible domination. But the main line is knight takes f1, rook takes f1, and he has two plans, bishop d7, c6, and b5, and both of them should completely equalize. So let's say b5, rook ad1, bishop b7, and one line I've seen is rook d6, and just castle. King g3 and rook fc8. And once the bishop goes to d5, there's probably no conceivable way that the position could be won by white. So anyways, I realized quickly that this line is actually not worth playing for white. And so I think that he has to play already on move 6. He has to play knight takes c6 and play a different